One of the questions I get asked very often is, why should I tell stories in my speeches? Well, storytelling's been around forever. It's one of the time-honored traditions in how we share information from generation to generation. And what I find is that when I mention the word storytelling, a lot of people have the idea of children sitting around listening to somebody telling them a story. Stories for children. My experience has been, as a speaker and a professional storyteller, is that adults enjoy stories far more than children do. They love the journey, they love the ride. In fact, you think for yourself, don't you love to hear a good story? Stories are also the best way to influence your audiences. So for those of you that have to speak for a living, stories are the best way to connect. Here's some other reasons you need to tell stories. If you give a speech or a presentation, there's probably going to be lots of information. And the way for audiences to put it into context, to make sense of it, is if you use a story to give as an example or a teaching point. Another reason you have to tell stories is it's the best way to connect you to the audience. If the audience sees something in you they relate to, chances are they'll listen to you more, they may even like you, and then they'll probably do whatever it is you want them to do. Another reason you have to tell stories is that audiences love to go along for the ride. If you're giving a speech or presentation, and again, it is full of information, you need to give the audience a bit of a break. And sometimes when you give a story, that's the break. That's the journey they go on. So they have information they can grow with, and then the story, that's the enjoyable part. So, behind all of this, the bottom line is this: tell your stories. The best way to connect with people and audiences is to tell your stories. So go ahead, tell them.